Hey friends, it's Roxanne from the Make Art Studio and welcome back. I'm so excited to show you how I decorated my prayer planner for the month of October. I'm using the Catty Girl 2024 to 2025 16-month planner. You guys know I love that one. And I decorated it with the Proverbs Scripture Writing Kit, which is in my Etsy shop. See the link below. Promise you, they're all beautiful. I printed the kit both on matte and clear sticker paper. The matte is good for blending into the page, and it still leaves me space to write because I can write over the matte. And the clear, it gives me that layered look, almost like a painting, you know. For October, I decorated the whole month all at once. I usually do that. This way, I get to sit down each day and I don't have to worry about putting stickers and designs in the book. All I have to do is write that day's verse in between the images, and it keeps me consistent and it makes me, just really fill my quiet time. It feels really inviting to know I have a book that's already decorated. As I flip through my pages, you'll notice that the artwork is really rich. I've got hands holding cups, a crown filled, a compass, a wax seal, and even images like ropes and bridles. All of them really tie back to the Proverbs that I'm writing in this month and its lessons of wisdom and guidance. There are birds scattered throughout. There's sparrows and swallows and doves, which reminds me of God's care and His watchfulness. I also added some butterflies, which means transformation. And those beautiful carnations you see there, they bring that soft beauty to the pages. You'll see elements like a hand wrapped in bandages, which talks about wounds and healing. And that lantern and a flame reminds me of God's light and truth. There's always coins and treasures in Proverbs. I don't know why, but for some reason, there's always something to do with money. And that kind of balances earnings with greed. And you see a man, he's pushing a heavy stone up a hill, and another is carrying a big, huge burden. That really talks about weight of the foolish versus strength that comes with wisdom. Of course, there are animals, there's dogs and sheep, and there's even a tethered horse, and it's grounding me and kind of gives me that earthy Proverbs and that everyday use it teaches us. What I love most about how this all comes together is the collages, the fountains, the castles, the scrolls. Everyday objects like jars and keys. Every image gives me a visual reminder of how the verse I'm writing really reacts to the art. It makes the Proverbs just not something that I'm going to read, but something that I see when I see the pictures. And I love that. By the time I finish October, like every other month, really, I have these pages filled with scripture and art in between. So they're really cohesive. And I know when I flip back, I'll see a gallery of God's wisdom. So beautiful, so beautifully layered with color and meaning. So that's how I set up my October, Tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to know how you set up your October if you are doing scripture writing. Well, that's it, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.